The world is your runway. Welcome you all to my newest video. I am Lamarr Townsend. Welcome to my channel, Lamarr Does Life, where I talk about lifestyle things, beauty. I do vlogs, I do cooking videos, I do a lot over here. I just live life, alright? So thank you all for listening and watching. I do have a main channel on YouTube, which is my most successful channel currently. It is called Lamarr Townsend Tarot, where I do tarot readings, spirituality topics, celebrity readings, psychic readings, and all different types of things. As a matter of fact, I did a reading on my tarot channel on RuPaul years ago, so go check that out. I do think some predictions did come true so far. So, yes, I'm Lamarr Townsend. If you'd be interested in a personal reading from me, check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. I am available for personal readings, and I would love to read for you always. So in this video, we are going to be talking about one of my favorite people in the entire world, and his name, or her name, depending on which side of the nasty spectrum you fall on, is RuPaul. Now, if you don't know who RuPaul is, first of all, you're living under a rock, because who doesn't know who RuPaul is, right? RuPaul is a household name all over the world now. And a large part of that is due to him being the host, and I believe the executive producer, one of the executive producers of the very amazing, very famous, very fabulous show, RuPaul's Drag Race, where multiple contestants, drag queens, come to compete to be the biggest, best, most amazing, most fabulous drag superstar ever. Now, there have been so many variations of Drag Race out now. There's Drag Race UK, there's Drag Race España, there's Drag Race America, there's Drag Race All-Stars, there's Drag Race All-Stars all over the world. I mean, there's so many variations of Drag Race now that it's also not synonymous with RuPaul. And if we think about it, RuPaul was basically the first superstar drag queen. So who better to host a show kind of like America's Next Top Model, but way better, where people are competing to be the best next superstar of drag, all right? No one could be RuPaul. There's only one RuPaul. He is gorgeous, he's beautiful as a man, he's beautiful as a woman, and he's just one of my icons because, number one, he's someone who truly envelops the idea of being yourself, believing in yourself, everything, what does he say? Like, something, but the rest is drag. Like, I just love his quotes. He has so many great quotes. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen? I mean, he just has so many quotable moments and quotable things that you can really apply to life. I love him for that. I love his style, in terms of RuPaul, the man, and then RuPaul, the woman. I love his makeup skills. Now, it is a fact that he does not do his own makeup. He does have a makeup artist. I don't know who was doing his makeup then here, but he looks gorgeous here. This is an older photo. But on the current RuPaul show, he does work with the makeup artist and fellow drag queen, Raven, who I think was the contestant on Season 1 or All Stars 2, something like that. But she does really good makeup. So, RuPaul is one of those people where he can afford, to, have people do his makeup. And, he can afford to get stylists and wig people. But on this channel, I love hearing, what people do beyond the makeup, beyond the wigs, beyond the gowns. Yesterday, we talked about Britney Spears and her makeup routine. And, one thing I love about Britney is that, she can get on that stage and tear it up. But really behind the scenes, in terms of pampering her own self and taking care of her own skin and her own beauty, she's really simple. And it seems like RuPaul is pretty much the same way. Similar to Britney Spears, not much is known about RuPaul and his skincare routine or his beauty routine. I can imagine, because he's kind of at a Britney Spears level. Britney Spears is probably way more like, well, I don't know now. With RuPaul's Drag Race, he might be beyond Britney Spears, to be honest with you. But RuPaul is one of those people where, like, it's humble beginnings. You know, when you first start doing something, when you first start a YouTube channel, when you first start doing drag, when you first start a business, when you first start anything, you have to work, you know, your way from the ground up, which means a lot of the things that you know, would outsource to other people, you have to learn to do yourself. You know, so now RuPaul is RuPaul, and he has people doing his wigs, his makeup, his stuff like that. And I'm assuming his skincare routine as well. But I did find a little article that RuPaul did back in 2017, March 24th, 2017, with NY Magazine, New York Magazine. Specifically the strategist, alright? You can see him right there in the picture. So we're going to be reading from this article, once again from March 24th, 2017, in the strategist, New York Magazine. A very reputable magazine. I guess this is like the celebrity shopping portion of the magazine. But the title says, What RuPaul Can't Live Without. So, like I said, not much is known about his, you know, his the things he likes in terms of his actual beauty routine and his makeup routine and his skincare routine. And say what you want about RuPaul. You know, Mama Ru is a bit older in age, more mature for her age. I think she's, I don't know how old she is, 50, 60, something like that. She looks amazing, and when you get her in drag, it's almost like sometimes she looks more beautiful now. When she gets it, like when she gets it really right, she always looks great. But then there's those moments where Miss RuPaul, even in 2022, gets it right so perfect. It's like, wow, she looks like a living Barbie doll. So, you know, and that, you know, the saying goes that, you know, anyone can look great in makeup, but it takes someone with a very great canvas, you know, clear skin, you know, no ridges, you know, no dark marks, you know, and things like that, no texture, you know, like, it takes a good canvas to work with in order to look really, really beautiful in drag. So RuPaul must be doing something right in terms of his skincare routine, his beauty routine, when he's, you know, out of drag as a boy, to keep his skin, you know, clear and glowing. Because when he gets snatched up in his makeup, honey, he be slaying. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into this article and see what things RuPaul can't live without. Alright? Alright, so the first thing that I found very interesting about RuPaul is, you know, RuPaul seems to be like one of us in terms of the spiritual community. I feel like there's a little bit of spirituality in RuPaul. And it comes out every now and then. And the first thing that he can't live without is like something that I resonate with highly. Actually, just recently I had to use one of this same thing myself. Now, this doesn't relate to his skincare, but it does relate to his ability to, you know, stay healthy and not get sick and stuff like that. So, one thing apparently he can't live without is doTerra On Guard Essential Oil Supplement Protective Blend. So, basically, I know this sounds really fancy, but doTerra, if you don't know doTerra is like an essential oil brand or company that you can buy, you know, different types of essential oils, and essential oils can be really good for healing, you know, smelling good, you know, a lot of things actually have essential oils in them, foods, perfumes and stuff like that, you know, that make up the basis of you know, smells, especially in perfumes, essential oils. But you can also take some of them, not all of them are actually, you know, able to be put in your mouth. But some of them, I believe, such as certain doTerra oils, you can put in your mouth. Some are really, really good actually for teeth aches or teeth problems. For example, you know, my back molar, I like woke up with a horrible toothache last night. I guess I ate something like that was a little bit too hard, and my back molar was killing me earlier today. So what I did was I took some clove essential oil on a Q-tip, and I just, you know, kind of swabbed my back molar, took a nap, and it feels fine now. So here's what RuPaul says about his love for doTerra essential oils. Okay, he says, this is the most incredible thing. You put a drop on your palm and rub your hands together, and somehow that goes into your body topically and keeps an illness away. So it looks like RuPaul actually takes this essential oil and rubs it in his hand. So I guess it does kind of work for him in terms of skincare, you know, like, you know, I wonder how his hands look. I wonder if his hands look really pretty, really soft and supple. It says if you have babies, you rub it on the bottom of their feet. If I'm feeling sick, I like to put a drop on my tongue and take a swig of juice. Interesting. You know, one thing I do as well lately is when I finish brushing my teeth, I'm not a big believer in mouthwash, but I will get some water, like warm tap water. I'll put some sea salt in the tap water, swirl it around, and then I'll put like 1 or 2 drops of essential oil. One of my favorite for like oral health is clove and lavender, because it's allergy season, and lavender is supposed to help with allergies. So I love that RuPaul does that same thing. I love that I do something that RuPaul does for his like self-care routine. That makes me feel fabulous. Work, yes. I don't know how it works, but it keeps illness at bay. My partner Georges, which is also a contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race season 15 currently, or 14. I'm sorry. He says my partner Georges heard about it through his trainer. You'll see it at a lot of smoothie shops, but honey, obviously it's easier on Amazon. So one thing I also love about RuPaul is he is not, even though he's RuPaul, honey, he is not ashamed to go on Amazon and have a shopping Amazon spree just like the rest of us. I live for that. So let's see what else he loves. Now, one thing I actually did find that I love, because we don't hear him talk a lot about his makeup routine, because people are always doing his makeup for him, and kudos to him for that, right? But I did find this interesting for 2 reasons. One, because you always hear about this brand on his TV show, RuPaul's Drag Race. This is like one of the main prizes that they win. Is like, I guess, like a lifetime supply from this brand. And 2, I find it interesting because, like, RuPaul doesn't do his own makeup. But, I'm wondering when he's out of drag, like, does he have a makeup we can't see? Anyways, his favorite makeup, I guess, product is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pen. Now, I have to say, I have used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pen before. It's not my favorite, to be honest. I really do love Anastasia Beverly Hills, though. I think they have a brow pomade I like a lot. And then I love their, like, like eyeshadows are really good. Anastasia Beverly Hills, the brand is great. For a brow pen myself, no shade to RuPaul, I kind of prefer Brow Benefits if I'm going to use a brow pen. Anyway, or even better, I really, really like, I think it's called, what is it called? Not Too Faced. Oh, crap. I can't think of the brand of the brow pen that I use that I absolutely love. Is it Tarte? I think it might be Tarte or something like that. I don't know. I have to go through my makeup kit. Anyways, so RuPaul says about his love for Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pen. He says, from time to time, I don't have eyebrows. It's a drag thing, which is true. They do shave their eyebrows a lot. He says, so I have to rely on brow pens. Okay, that makes sense. He says, now the tip of this pen really emulates a feathered hair. Oh, okay. It looks like the hair growing out of your skin. So he does have some makeup skills. Okay, I love to hear that. He says, I've shaved my eyebrows for over 30 years now. So I know how to emulate the brows I have. And even once they grow in, this brow pen is fantastic for filling them in. The universal deep color looks so natural, especially in daylight, which is brow pen's real test. I guess in the daylight. That makes sense. He says, I was lucky enough for Anastasia to be a sponsor on the show, so she gave me the brow pens. She's like the eyebrow queen of Hollywood. That's interesting. So he got free brow pens from Anastasia Beverly Hills. That is fabulous. I love that. Now, one thing I also did find very interesting when it comes to RuPaul is he loves a tea kettle. I love a tea kettle. I love me some tea. You can make anything in a tea kettle, or you can use a tea kettle for anything. A lot of times I would use my tea kettles. First of all, I have multiple. I have a bone china tea kettle that I use just like to brew coffee in my Keurig. But then, of course, you have the metal tea kettle to put on the stove. And what I love about tea kettles is that you can use them, not just to like make, coffee, or, hot water for coffee or hot chocolate. You can also use it to make noodles. Just put the tea kettle on, get your noodles, and, pour the water over the noodles. You can use it to make oatmeal. I love a tea kettle. This is what he says about his tea kettle, his favorite tea kettle, which is the Capresso Electric Tea Kettle. Okay. He says, I was out shopping and I happened upon this electric kettle. He says, I like drinking tea, which I love that because I love drinking tea too, as I just told you. He says, I like drinking tea when I'm recording music or at home. So I bought it and fell in love with it. It's so chic and easy to use that I went and got one for my place in New York, and for my office, and one for every studio I work in, which are actually just people's homes. Well, okay, RuPaul, you better work. He says, I work in one studio and it's just the guy's one bedroom. I love, love, love coffee. Me too. And he says, but lately it's been getting too much acid. It's getting to be too much acid in my stomach, so I do tea more now. That can happen. Yes, yes, yes. He says, actually, tea will stain your teeth more than coffee will. Didn't know that. Raven from season 2 of Drag Race told me that the secret to whitening your teeth is to take coconut oil and mix it with turmeric and sea salt until it turns into a paste. Then you take a separate toothbrush, don't use your normal one because the turmeric will stain it, and you brush your teeth for 2 minutes. It really works. I'm going to have to try that. Actually. That sounds really interesting. Okay, so here is RuPaul's secret to his beautiful skin. Now, I have to say that when it comes to his secret for beautiful skin, I always see this as someone that, like, more mature, older people use, but I'm not at that mature, older age. I'm 30 right now, but it's also like, when it comes to skincare, starting young is important, but then there's certain things that people start young that they don't really need to be starting, I'm kind of back and forth on this specific thing he uses, but I do know that, that his favorite skincare product that he's about to mention is really good for your skin, is really good, especially for the turnaround of your skin. So let's see what he says. So his favorite skincare product, mind you, this is back in 2017, so this could have changed. His favorite skincare product is Mieux Hyaluronic Serum. Mieux Hyaluronic Serum. Mieux is spelled Lemieux. Alright? Hyaluronic Serum. Hyaluronic Serum. It says it's $60, but I don't know. It could be more now. Alright, let's see. He says, I was late to the serum party. I was working on a show called Skin Wars, and Rebecca Romaine's makeup artist told me to get this because we were talking about moisturizers. She looked at me and said nobody is using those anymore. I guess she meant nobody's using moisturizers anymore. She got this for me, meaning the Mieux Hyaluronic Serum, and I could feel my skin drink the stuff in. Ooh. RuPaul says you can just intuitively tell it's working for you. See, he used that word intuitively. Alright, it says the best thing you can do is to put it on after you shower because your skin is hydrated. If you were to use a moisturizer, that would just sit on your skin, but the serum actually goes inside. Got it. Your skin drinks it in. It's fabulous. You don't come away looking dewy or shiny. It just leaves you looking how your skin should look. It's a natural glow. Interesting. So that is his skincare secret, is a $60 hyaluronic serum. Now, I do believe RuPaul probably has a whole bunch of, dermatologists or people, who also clue him into different things. But I just thank Mama Ru for giving us a little glimpse into his skincare and beauty routine. If it works for RuPaul, I have to say the next time I go to a Sephora or some sort of, dermatologist store or makeup store, I'm going to have to look for a serum. Because that is one thing I do like about a serum. There is a serum I do like that they typically sell at Sephora or Ulta, but I can't think of the name. It usually comes in like a blue bottle, but it's really expensive, so I don't get it that often. But I do have to admit the serum really does work, and you can feel it working. It kind of has an exfoliating effect on your skin. So RuPaul might kind of I might have to try this serum out, or I might have to go back to that blue serum that I really like. If you know what the blue serum is, comment in the comment section below. Actually, I could look it up really quickly since I have my phone. Blue serum. Sunday Riley. It's called Sunday Riley, and I guess it's an oil. And that's probably my favorite serum. There's another one I like that's kind of like a little bit less expensive than that one, but works just as well. But I don't even remember that name. So that's interesting that RuPaul loves his serums. He loves his tea kettle. He loves his Anastasia Beverly Hills brow. And I just love that RuPaul loves essential oils. Like, he seems pretty simple too, just as simple as Britney. Not as fabulous as we would have expected. I love when these celebrities have these very fabulous austeres, and fabulous outer appearances, but really, like, they're very simple people, in terms of how they take care of themselves. So I love that. It makes them so much more relatable. And I would love to, like, see RuPaul do a sit-down interview and just spill all his beauty secrets, from the, early on, the 80s and onward. Like, we need the tea, Mama Ru, okay? Alright, you guys, thank you so much. Let me know who you want me to do a little dissection on next and see what is their skincare routine, their beauty secrets, and let's get into the tea. So thank you all for listening and watching. I will catch you in the next video. Love and light. God bless. Remember, I am available for personal readings on my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing and supporting me on my channel. Remember to follow me on my main channel. And also check out my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, my Patreon, my podcast on Spotify, Google, Anchor, and more. Alright, I'll catch you in the next video. Love and light.